Hello. I just have a quick share today. I'm going to share with you how I made this cute little box. I decided to I wanted to make an unusual sort of placeholder for my Thanksgiving table. And so I came up with this little box. It is just a tiny little box. And I wrapped it with lace. And then put the name tag, the initials of the person who's going to sit there, and wrote their name on the box. And then inside is 2 little dinner mints. I thought that would be a nice little treat for after the dinner. And then I just tied the lace on there. So I'm going to show you how I put these together. I need to make 12 of them. So I'm putting them together I just did the one just to try it out and see how it would work and kind of make the sample. And then I decided that I would show you how I made it because I was quite happy with how it turned out. So we're going to go ahead and make 2 of them together. Okay, it's quite simple. All you need is some cardstock for the box. I'm making 12 of them, so I got mine 3 pieces of cardstock made the boxes because they're very small. And then I cut the tag here out of manila envelopes. And and then I just used some lace and some baker's twine. So it's a very inexpensive sort of table topper. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make one. To start off, you just need 1 small piece of paper. Now, if you're going to make a bunch like I did, do it in steps. This is as far as I've gotten on all the rest of mine, and then I decided to make the film before it got dark. So I've already scored, trimmed, and stamped all of these so they're ready to go. And then I have 2 that need to be finished off that I thought I would finish off with you guys. Okay, so let's start off with our little piece of cardstock, and we need our scoring tool. Okay, this little piece of cardstock is 4 3/4 long by 2 5/8. Okay. And all you're going to do is quite simple. You're just going to score it at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Then when you get back to the top, you're going to make a score at 2 1/8, and then 2 5/8. Okay? This perfectly holds 2 of those Andes mints. If you want to do more, you'll just need to adjust your measurements a little bit. But what you want to do is if you're going to make a whole bunch, let's do all the steps at the same time. So let's go ahead and score this one again. Again, we're going to go 1/2 inch all the way around, and that makes our box 1/2 inch deep. And then when you've done all 4 sides, then have it in there the long way, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 2 5/8. Okay, that gives us a 2 1/8 size box, and it's squared, so it'll be the same on both sides. Okay. Now we've done all the scoring. So you've done all the scoring for all of the boxes that you need. Now we're gonna do all the folding. Sorry about my daughter's music. She's out there cleaning the kitchen. So I'm not going to complain about her music. It's just going to be loud. Okay, so we've done all the folding. So you do that to all of your pieces. Just like I've already done. If you do it in steps, it makes it go a little bit easier. And also, you can, it's so easy to do that you could do this while you're watching a TV show. I like to put on a movie and do it. Okay, so now we've got that far. You've done all your scoring and all your stamping to all of your boxes. Or not your stamping, I'm sorry, all your folding, your pre-folding. You're creasing all your scores. And then the next thing I'm going to do, because I chose to have a little bit of stamping, even though in the end I kind of covered it, I'm still going to do it anyways. Just for a little bit of detail on the boxes, I'm just putting one line of these little Argyle print there. Okay. So now we've done all that, and then the next step, you stamp all your boxes at the same time, and then the next step is to do some cutting. You're going to cut a straight line on all your squares. I like to cut mine on the score line, and then I like to go back and angle all of them. And the reason I don't do this first is because you need the line that's attached to the longest boxes. You need that one to stay straight. You only want the one inside the tiny squares to be angled. Okay. So now if you're doing it in steps, now you're going to cut. You're going to trim all of your boxes so that they look like that. Okay. So we're going to do the second one here. Okay. Just going to angle them. If you don't want to do this step, you don't really have to. I just think that it makes the finished box look a little bit nicer. Okay. And I know it'll get tedious if you're doing a bunch, but trust me, it'll make it look much nicer when it's all done. You could do these for your Christmas boxes and make them for your Christmas table and make them more holiday related. There's the finished box again. You can see what I meant when I said I cut them at angles. Okay. And now, for the next step, I'm going to go ahead and ink all of my edges. And I did this the first time with a sponging tool, and I didn't like it as much. I wanted it to be a little darker. And again, this is just a preference too. I don't generally ink my boxes, but I did like the way that it looked for this color, this craft box. It just made it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so now I've inked those ones, and it goes pretty quick. You just fold down all of the score marks when you do it, and it will go really quick. And I'm using, what is this? Colorbox ink in Chestnut. I have this mini one that works perfect for this. So now they're all inked. Okay. Now we have one more step. And all of these, I want to put a little thumb hole on the front part of the box. So I'm just going to, because it's easier to eyeball them when I can see the whole thing, I'm just going to put a little pencil mark in kind of where I think is the center of the box. And then I'm just using a circle punch that I have here. I probably would use a smaller one if I had a smaller one, but since I don't, this is what I'm using. And I'm just putting it in a tiny bit like that, and then punching it so you have this tiny little opening. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attempt to ink that up there. Okay, so now I've done all the steps to that, and now we put it together. What we're going to do is put our adhesive on all 6 tabs. Just make sure you don't go over the fold. You can use a stronger adhesive if you want to. I don't ever have an issue with my score tape though, so I just, or not my score tape, my ATG gun. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And you put the bottom pieces together. The bottom is the piece without the thumb pull. Stick those together. So when it's finished, it looks like this. It looks like kind of like a little pizza box. And then I like to fold the top of it back just a little, just to make it work with me. And then I close the box, close the flaps down, and seal them that way, because then I know the box closes right. Then I like to open it up and fold in the edges so that they don't hang open as much. But there we have our box. And I'll show you. It fits 2 little Andys side by side. And if you wanted to, you could even stick a little note on top of them. A little thank you note, anything like that. And then that's it. So let's go ahead and do the next one real quick. And like I said, you'd put all of the boxes together, then fill them up, then do the decorating. Okay, so again, I'm building the bottom of the box. Then I'm going to build, I'm putting the back onto the bottom now. Then I'm closing it up. And, whoops, just like that. And we have another box. There we go. Just a cute little mini box. Let's see if we can zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. So it's just a cute little mini box. I'll go ahead and I'll build one more real quick for you, zoomed in so that you can see them. So I've got these ones already done. Oops, I did skip a step on these. These ones I haven't inked yet. So let's just go ahead and ink it up real quick. I fold in all the sides. And again, this is just a matter of preference. It doesn't need to be inked. I just liked the look that it gave the box. And then I need to create a little dot right in what I think is the center. Stick my circle punch in there. Punch. And then I have that. Now I'm going to go ahead, ink that. And there we go. Alright. Next, we put adhesive on all the tabs, all 6 tabs. It's easier if you put the adhesive on while it's flat. Another thing that you could do if you wanted to is you could put a little thank you message on the bottom of the box so that when they took the mints out, then they would see the thank you message. Okay, I put the sides on the bottom. I'm doing the bottom first. And now I'm putting the sides of the back of the box. So now it looks like this. I got the bottom all put together. So I put the sides of the top up. I'm going to put the front down, turn those in, and then attach them just like that. And there we have the box that fits 2 little Andys, and you can put them in there either way because they end up the same. There we go. Then we close it down, and then now we're going to do this part. Okay? So let's take this, and then we're just going to go ahead and grab a little... First thing we're going to do is grab a letter. I've already done this one. And we're going to put a tiny hole in it towards the top somewhere. And then we take just a little bit of baker's twine. I'm using this one this is from Target. I don't know if you can tell, but it has little specks of gold in it, and I really liked that, so I chose to use it. It's in their wrapping section. They had silver and gold and other colors. I liked the gold, so I picked it up. Alright. I just put it through and gently tug so that it's like that. And then we're going to take our lace. I just have a piece of lace here. I'm going to place it underneath the box. Cut off a length of it, and then knot it. I wanted to try to bow tie it, but because the box is so small, the bow looked silly, so I just went with a knot. Okay. Kind of just maneuver it around a little bit so that the knot is in the center. And then I take this piece. Oops, I skipped a step. My bad. I put this. Alright. I tie it once. Then I'm going to take my letter, put it underneath the knot, and, well, part of it underneath and part of it on top. Then that way I can tie it around the knot. Okay, so now I have that in there. Part of it's under it, part of it's over it. Then I'm going to take and tighten my knot. shoot, I didn't do it right again. I'm a dork. Come on now. Okay. So we put it underneath the first tie, and then we're going to tie this to hide this knot. That's what we want to do. That's why we stuck it underneath it. Leave a little space so your letter doesn't get, so you have room to work with it and place it where you want it. Now I have that in a knot. Now I'm going to take the lace and knot it right over the knot in the baker's twine. The only reason I really did that was just to kind of help hide the knot. It's not really a step that needed to be done. I just kind of wanted it to be hidden a little bit. Then I'm going to trim up my lace. Make it look a little bit neater. Much like that. And there you have another box. Okay. I hope that you like it. I hope that you try to make it. I hope that you're able to understand my directions and ignore this big old mess, because I have been a crafting maniac for days. So I've got like this much space on my desk clear. Anyways, I hope you all have a lovely Thanksgiving. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Bye now.